Megan Fox.
And Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat Tucker.
That was your best.
Damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing.
If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake. Crawl there.
It's like Jesus going to the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out! The lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one. Not the weird one that drinks blood in his toe thumbs.
Megan Fox.
Megan. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. She's the devil.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
Megan.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a like me. You want to tangle? You want to go? Holy sh!
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But it's
You pissed off the wrong woman.
oh my God, I have been assaulted, but Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother.
She's the devil.
Not for publication.
The story.
I'm Megan.
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 Megan Fox.
Thank
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Glad that you're here with me today. Hello, Tug. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? Merry after Christmas, by the way.
Yes, Merry after Christmas. It's been great. I have a new haircut. I don't have any grays anymore. I'm very excited about that. And I got a new hat. You want to see my new hat? I thought it was appropriate for a Jeff stream, since Jeff always wears hats.
It looks good.
It's an alpaca hat. I'm not going to be cold. That's for sure. I would wear this throughout the entire stream, but I would sweat my butt off. This thing is so hot. we had one of those.
Looks like you put a pillow in your head, man. It's awesome. That looks comfortable. You know, it's like you can lay down anywhere you want to and go to sleep. That's
You
kinda
could.
awesome.
It's like a pillow.
Yeah.
It's true. We were at this Chris Kindle market, and there was the alpaca dealer, and I guess my husband was buying stuff on the sly when we weren't watching, because I unwrapped this Christmas. Like, okay, this hat is so silly. But
Wait,
it's
did you say my
also-
alpaca dealer? Is that what-
Yes, it was an alpaca dealer. I don't know what else you call them. I don't know. But I got this new hat. It's not a babushka. Shut up. No, it's Bridget goes, so much hat.
It's a lot. It's a lot of hat.
It's a lot of hat. You have to have a lot of confidence to wear a hat like this.
Heck yeah. That's a cool hat, actually. I like it. I like it. I might get lost in it, but I'd like it. I have my wallet. I can put my handgun in top of it.
Eventually, it starts sliding down over your eyes. Then again, if the wind is blowing, you can just push it down over your eyes, and then it'll be fine. I know it's a very big hat, but I think it works. I like it. All right, so I am 3 squares away from bingo. I'm making a new bingo card for today. Let me read to you the bingos that we have on the card, and you can help me fill in the rest. We are going to be watching the retro trial with Jeff with Legal Vices. He did 2 parts. We're on part 2 today of Massachusetts v. Woodward, and we're going to watch with him. And then next Thursday, if I don't have guests, I don't know what the date is next Thursday. Either next Thursday or the Thursday after, we'll continue with the rest of the trial after that. Okay.
I was laughing. Someone said small squirrels live in your hat.
I would say they look pretty large.
For real. For real, you can have full-size animals living up there. Well, that's what happened with that trucking game we were playing. The bison or whatever you saw. You were having foreshadowing to that hat. I got it now. Man, it all comes full circle.
All right, here's what we have. Dog snore, dog bark, strawberry gets yeeted, pipe smoking, cigar smoking, treat time, inappropriate dog toy, Barry Scheck finally speaks, prosecutor yells in Bostonian, Muppet voice, random knowledge, story time, free space, Jeff makes us cry, snort laugh, flux sighting, demonstratives, chots, whiskey drink, Megan gets coffee, Tug plays video games, Jeff ASMR.
Tug plays video games. That should be free space. I'm telling you.
Well, if we have to catch you. Okay. We need the next 3. Who's got 3 for me so that we can move on? Anyone? No, you're just laughing over the current squares.
I'm sharing this out real quick. I forgot to share the link.
Oh yeah, Bug Raid. We forgot Bug Raid. Hangry
yeah, that may real happen. It happened while we were on. You didn't hear it yet, so I'm sure it's going to happen yet again.
Oh, I'm going to have Hangry Raid for sure. Okay, we need one more. Oh, Boomer moment. Okay, perfect. All right, bingo is done. Let me generate that. I never know how to do it. I should have done this. Okay, yes, I should have done this earlier. Sorry, we're an hour late. I just decided not to do that to Tug. Poor Tug. 9 o'clock is 8 o'clock for him.
Well, listen to how much more awake I sound this morning.
You do sound way more awake.
I know. Somebody was like, "Hey, Tug sounds awake." I was like, "Heck yeah, man."
Bingo link here. All right, guys, I'm dropping it in the chat. Go generate your bingo link. And I will pin it to the top of the chat. If I can find where I just put it. Where did I put it? Oh no, the chat's moving too fast. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. It is free to do so. And I have also in the description of this video, I have put Jeff's family's Give, Send, Go, the link in the description. So please do, if you are thinking of donating today, donate to Jeff's fund. His son Connor is raising money to bring him back from Korea to Utah for his funeral. So it's already over $8,000. So if you're sending, I love that you're sending super chats to me today, but you do not have to. Please only send them if you've already donated over at Jeff's Give, Send, Go as well, because I would like to see that. Hit the goal. And we are it's over, I think, 8,200 right now. All right, let's get over to Legal Vices. This is part 2, Killer Nanny or wrongfully not convicted, because I don't know the end. Wrongfully accused.
Exactly. Wrongfully. Wait, what now?
Wait a minute. No, I don't know. I don't know how it ends. Jeff's wearing a black hat. That's the other reason I picked out my black hat. I thought I don't have a black hat, but I do. I have a new one. It's got to come off though. I'm already starting to sweat. Oh my God.
That's a good looking hat right there for him. I would look like such a Poindexter if I did that. I would never be able to pull off a hat like that.
I know. Jeff has the best. He had the best hats. Yep. He really did. You really did.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Let me note this, by the way. Yeah, yes. Should we tell them what we got?
Oh,
today?
should we tell them? Okay, hold on. Before we start this up, hold on. We have news. We have news, folks.
Let me see. Give me a second. Should I show them the first page?
I guess. I haven't even seen the first page.
No, give me a second. Let me
We
pull
have
this up here.
breaking news, and we will be sharing it with you tonight.
Oh my god!
On Tug's channel.
So excited about this, man. I am. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up here. It's
Well, Content Santa has delivered an after Christmas present.
Oh, this is. Oh man, you know what? This was actually my Christmas wish. I even said that. So I was like, man, isn't that amazing? All right, I'm gonna show this on the screen here.
Tug's like, all I want for Christmas is a new deposition. New
Look
deposition.
at that.
Oh boy.
My G.
Oh my goodness.
Shara Wolf
Shara's
original
deposition.
transcript. Mm.
Yep. It's out. It's out. So we will be beginning that tonight on Tug's channel. So make sure if you are not following that umbrella guide that you do that immediately, because we will be doing that at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central. We will be doing that. We'll be reading Shara's deposition, or at least trying, because it's 300 pages or so. So it's going to take us a little while. We're still not even through Jeremy's
I
deposition.
know, but when I saw this, Megan said that. She's like, well, we haven't finished that other one. And I was like, I've got to see this one. Megan, you don't understand. And read this one in my
Tug
life.
has zero cares. He's like, I don't care. I want.
Oh
I
my
wanna
god, I
see
suffer
this
from
one.
shiny squirrel in the best of days, but that I was like, oh my god, can they do it?
All right, we are going to start watching the retro trial, Massachusetts v. Woodward. It's part 2 with Legal Vices, and he's going to tell us why this case is important.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good
And I'm going
night,
to turn him up.
everybody,
That's
whoever
way.
you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, however good it feels, and all that other stuff. Welcome. I don't care. I don't care about all those things. I'm just glad you're here with me, because today is Thursday. It is Retro Trial Thursday, where we go back in time and we look at important cases that have shaped the legal landscape of, if not the United States, possibly even the world. And this case is one of them. We're going back to 1997 for this case. This is the case of Massachusetts versus Woodward. Now, Miss Woodward, she was 18 years old at the time this incident took place, and she was 19, I believe, when it went to trial. Went to trial pretty quickly. She's accused by the state of Massachusetts of murdering a 9-month-old baby, where she was acting as the nanny for the baby. She's from England, and the family lived obviously in Massachusetts. They said, and this is the case. This is we all know the term shaken baby syndrome. It's because of this case. Like we talked about a lot of things, how O.J. Simpson's trial, that brought the race card to the forefront of it. Brought if it does not fit, you must acquit. It got lots and lots of memes. A lot of it, being funged. That's where that term came from. It brought about reform all across the not just the Los Angeles Police Department, but around all police departments across the nation. But this trial, this deals with shaken baby syndrome, what it is, and what's all involved. Now, unlike the Leilani Simon trial we watched a little while ago, where it was just a horror show and we knew what was going on, this is a legitimate case where, however it turns out, and no spoilers, I know how it turns out. Some of you know how it turns out, but a good number of you apparently don't know how this case turns out. So no spoilers, please. However, regardless of however this case turns out, there are arguments to be made on both sides, whether this was a fair judgment or not. Doesn't matter which side of the equation you're on, because this trial is very, very interesting. The state says she shook the baby to death and then threw it in a pile of clothes. Now, the defense has already, in their opening statements, which we watched last time, said that these injuries happened long before the day the baby died. So there was an undisclosed or undiscovered wrist fracture, at least 6 weeks old. The head injuries that they were talking about as being a cause of death, apparently the baby was showing symptoms of those head injuries 4 or 5 days before the death. So we're already off to the races. We listened to some 911 calls last time, but we're going to be picking up with the second witness of the trial here in just a quick moment. But before we do that, again, we have to announce that right now, today is day 75 of the emotional support potato pig dog cam.
You know what kills me about this? Every time that I hear him talk about his streak with the pig dog cam, is that it had just recently started happening that he would hit that goal every single time he streamed. This is something that just started happening, and like his channel was growing and taking off in a lot of ways. And he didn't have a day where he didn't meet his goal. Until since then. I mean, like, he met the goal every single day, and I think he would have continued to, because I do think that his channel would have gone to over 100,000 on its own. You know,
in a great channel, man. I mean, it was, it was building up. It had its own momentum.
Oh, totally. He totally had momentum, and he did work really hard. And 75 days of Doggo Cam without fail was amazing. It was really unusual. And in fact, the last time we streamed together, that Jeff and I streamed together, we did a simul stream, and the super chats were just flooding in. And we were having a super chat war. Who was going to get the most?
Oh, yeah.
Between me and Jeff won. And when we got off that stream, he was like, I don't know what just happened. He was so funny. He was like, this is unbelievable. He's like, I don't even know what to think about this. He was so happy. By the way, you guys, that made him so happy just to see all the love come in for him. And it just tickled him, and it was great. So I just think it's really sad. It's sad that it's over now, because his channel was definitely taking off in a lot of different ways. All right. So anyway, we're going to get to the first witness, in the part 2. He's police officer, who showed up at the scene. And get ready for your bingo cards, because you're going to get one right off the bat.
Wow. Interesting. He is 2 months and 3 days younger than me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Braceland, how are you employed?
Police officer with the city of Newton.
And how long have you been a police officer with the city of Newton?
All right, I think we can check off prosecutor yells in Bostonian.
For real.
Because that's all he has. He has one volume. Where is it? Where's my prosecutor yells? Yeah, there it is. This guy has one volume, and like, he doesn't even need a microphone. I don't even think he's using a microphone. He's just screaming.
Almost 4 years now.
And prior to becoming a police officer in the city of Newton, what did you do?
I was an EMT with an ambulance company for almost 3.5 years.
Officer, on February 4th of 1997, were you working that day?
Yes, I was.
Were you at the 3:30 roll call at Newton PD?
Yes, I was.
And where were you headed after roll call?
I was assigned to Newton Highland Square.
On your way to Newton Highland Square, did you have occasion to receive a call?
Yes, I did.
And did that call ask you to respond to a location?
And this is take your pick. This is either prosecutor Quimby or prosecutor John F. Kennedy or prosecutor Robert F. Kennedy. Choose whichever one of those three you think he sounds most.
He definitely is.
Yes, I did.
And where
He
was
does
that
sound like a
location?
Kennedy.
It's 33 Beamuth Road.
How did you respond to that location?
I was in my own personal vehicle, and I have blue lights, and I activated them and drove over there.
When you got to 33 Beamuth Road, did you have occasion to see Cruiser 498?
Yes, I did. It was parked out front.
Did you know at that time whose cruiser that was?
Yes, Officer Hugh Downing.
Car
Downing in the cruiser
54,
at that
where
time?
are you?
No.
What did you do next, Officer Braceland?
At that point, I called it. I was off the location and went to the front door of the house.
What observations did you make when you got to the front door of 33 Beamuth Road?
There's there was a screen door, and the inner door was open.
What did you do?
I opened the door, and I observed the defendant walking towards me wearing a terry cloth robe, white robe, and she had a phone in her hand.
Did you say something to her at that time?
I asked, "Where's the baby?"
Did she respond to you?
No, she didn't.
How many times did you ask her where the baby was?
I asked her twice.
Did she respond either time?
No, she didn't. She turned around and started heading towards the kitchen.
Let me get this straight, though. She was on the phone. She was on the phone.
He has a lot
But she
of
didn't respond to him.
Look at all that forehead.
There's a lot of forehead.
It's amazing.
He needs a hat.
He does. Actually.
We should put my hat on him.
He needs it.
You know what? I have drawing capabilities. I may draw one on him. Let's see.
They're back towards me.
What did you do then?
I called out Officer Downing's name, and he responded that he was in the dining room.
What did you do then, Officer Braceland?
I rushed to the dining room and assisted Officer Downing, who was with Matthew.
What observations did you make of Officer Downing at that time?
Bigger paintbrush.
Officer Downing was kneeling down on the left side of the Matthew. He was kneeling over.
No.
Who appeared to be assessing his breathing.
That.
What did you do at that time?
I knelt down on the right side of Matthew and assisted in the emergency care.
What observations did you make of Matthew as you kneeled down next to his body on the floor?
Matthew was not alert. His breathing was, I'd have to describe it as labored, approximately 4 to 6 breaths a minute. Officer Downing checked his pupils, and I noticed they were dilated. His arms were stuck in the air. Both arms were extended in the air, sort of like this. He was laying on his back.
For the record, you've extended your arms, palms down, outward in front of your body?
Yes.
What other observations did you make of Matthew other than his arms to be stiff and straight out?
He was wearing a green outfit, I believe. I'm not I'm sure it was green. His arms and his feet were exposed.
By exposed, you mean there were no clothing on his feet or his
no clothing.
hands?
Much better.
As far as I can remember, to my recollection, his sleeves were rolled up in his chest. The collar of the shirt was opened up.
And what did you do at that time with regard to Matthew?
Better.
I just was feeling for a pulse, and at this time, Officer Downing asked me to go out to the cruiser and pick up a ambu bag, which is a valve mask that assists in breathing if need be.
And as you left the kitchen area to try and obtain that bag, where was the defendant at that time, Officer Braceland?
The defendant was in the far corner. If you'd have walked down the hallway, it would be the left-hand side of the kitchen.
What? I'm sorry.
She was on the left-hand side of the kitchen.
And what was she doing at that time?
She was on the phone.
What did you do then?
I went out to the door, and as I was going out, that's when the paramedics were arriving. And I called out to them and told them to, come in here quickly, and I explained what they had to bring.
As the paramedics entered the house, what did you do?
At this point, I had already gone back to Matthew and Officer Downing, and we shouted out our location. And as they came in, myself and Officer Downing stepped to the rear of the dining room towards the entrance to the living room.
And where was the defendant at that time?
She was still in the kitchen, on the phone, I believe, at this point.
Who's she on the phone?
What happened then?
What happened then?
I like that style. What do you
Paglia
think?
came in.
That's like what
and
Jeff's wearing.
The paramedics were asking,
especially like the color palette,
the defendant for information on circumstances prior to our arrival.
Was she responding to the paramedics' inquiry concerning Matthew?
No, she wasn't.
What was she doing at that time?
She was still on the phone, and she was inquiring. She wanted to go check on Brendan, who was the older brother of Matthew, who was in the playroom.
Where was Officer Paglia at that time?
He was in the entrance to the hallway.
What happened then, Officer Braceland?
Officer Downing instructed Officer Paglia to go make sure Brennan was all right, and so Miss Woodward could answer the questions.
And as the paramedics came to Matthew, were his arms still stiff and straightforward?
Yes, they were.
What did the paramedics do at that time? What did you observe?
The paramedics, they were only on scene a matter of, I have to say, 1 to 1.5 minutes, and they picked up baby Matthew and took him out into the ambulance, which was parked out
Cousin
front.
Eddie.
At that time,
It's an
whether or
Eddie.
not you had conversation with one of the paramedics? Yes or no?
Yes.
This witness doesn't need a microphone. He's just good at shouting.
Actually, it sounds like they're shouting back and forth at each
doesn't
other.
need a microphone. He's just really good at shouting. So we'll give him a not talking into the microphone pass because we can hear him clearly.
The prosecutor
Because
just
he's
sounds
a
mad
shouty
all the
bastard.
time.
Always.
And was that paramedic Brendan McNiff?
Yes, it was.
And do you recall where that conversation took place?
I was standing to the side door of the ambulance out in front of the 33 Beamuth Road.
And as a result of your conversation with paramedic McNiff, what did you do at that time?
I went back to speak to the defendant to find out if there was anything else that she could remember regarding Matthew's condition.
And as you did that, where were the paramedics?
They were pulling away.
As you walked back into the home, did you locate the defendant?
Yes, I did.
And where did you locate the defendant as you walked back into the home?
Right as you walked in the front door.
What happened then?
I just asked if there was anything else she could remember to help the paramedics assist and care for baby Matthew. And
Where was Brendan at that time, Officer Braceland?
Brennan was still in the playroom, which is located.
So about the way they found this kid. So the the description of him being stiff with his arms out suggests to me that he's in some kind of seizure state. And I wonder if there was any kind of underlying thing.
Could it be asphyxiation though, too? Like, you know.
Well, he was breathing. So he said they said he was breathing but labored when they got there. But he was stiff and his arms were extended and up, which sounds like a seizure. I don't know.
To the left as you walk in the door.
Now, did you have conversation with the defendant?
You're playing video games, aren't you?
Never. I don't ever play video
I hear it.
games.
I hear it. I hear the tapping. Chat. Tug is playing video games. You can check it off on your bingo card.
I never play video games. What are you talking about, Megan?
With regard to Matthew.
Yes, I did. I asked her if anything she could help me with, a fall, a seizure, and she stated that he just wouldn't stop crying. He just wouldn't stop.
What else did you say with regard to Matthew at that time?
She stated that Matthew was crying. He vomited. She stuck her finger in his mouth to make sure that he wasn't choking.
Cigar.
She may have appeared to be choking on
Jeff
his
is
vomit.
smoking a cigar.
And she placed baby Matthew in the crib
Check that off.
to see if that would stop the crying.
Did she say what she did after she put Matthew in the crib to stop his crying?
I don't recall.
Did you have further conversation with her about what happened after she put Matthew in the crib?
She picked up Matthew, brought him downstairs into the dining room, and that's when she alerted 911.
Did she indicate whether or not she left the room that she had placed Matthew in before going downstairs?
Yes, she did.
What did she say?
She just stated she left the room after she put him in the crib.
And did she indicate what happened when she returned?
He appeared to be not breathing. That's when she brought him downstairs and called 911.
At any point, did you ask the defendant whether or not the baby had fell?
Had fallen.
I don't recall.
Had fallen.
Do you recall
Right.
anything about the
That bothers
defendant
me too.
mentioning anything about a fall?
No. She didn't state.
Did they mention anything about the baby had fell? Jeff had fallen.
Had failed, like it was held back a grade or something.
That the baby had a fall.
Now, after obtaining that information from the defendant, what did you do?
I relayed the information via my portable radio to the paramedics.
And where did you do that from?
As I was walking out of the house.
You're on your Newton PD issue portable phone?
Portable radio, yes.
What did you do then?
I just alerted them that there was, she stated there was no fall and the episode occurred in the crib. And I cleared and was returned back to my square, Newton Highland Square.
That being Newton Highland?
Yes, sir.
At some point later, did you have occasion to hear from paramedic Brendan McNiff?
Yes, I did.
And whether or not you called Brendan McNiff at Children's Hospital, yes or no?
Yes, I did.
After having that conversation with paramedic McNiff, whether or not you called Officer Hugh Downing?
Yes, I did.
At some point later in the evening, did you have occasion to be back at 33 Beamuth Road?
Yes, I did.
And do you recall approximately what time you responded to that location later in the evening?
I don't recall the exact time. I have to say in the area of 9 p.m.
Thank you, Officer Braceland. Your Honor, I have no further questions at this time.
KT, can we get this prosecutor to read story time to kids at the library? Can you imagine?
Cross-examination time. Who's going to be doing the cross-examination?
So
Mr. Good or
crying.
Mr. Good?
You'd be like, what's that? In the great green room, there was a phone. This guy only does a scream. Ooh,
Hey,
bug
what you
raid.
got there?
Bug
What you
raid.
got there? What is
Bug
that?
raid.
Oh, you got a Connect 4? Ooh.
Paw Patrol Edition.
Paw Patrol Edition Connect 4. Man, that is
Nice.
awesome.
I did do the back because it would take too long.
Yeah. Well, you did. It looks like you won.
I won.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to. You should get Sissy to play with you. Like, she should get her to actually get out the.
Can you text her or something, call her or something?
Can I call her? But she'll knock on her door and be like, "Hey, Sissy, will you play Connect 4 with me?"
What if I say no?
I guess then she says no. Just say, "Please do your cute thing." Say, "Please, please," like you did.
Like, can you call her or something? Like text her or call her? maybe I can. Please.
See, the way you doing the please to me for? Don't you do that to her?
No, you don't like to do that to my sissy.
You don't want to do that to your sissy, but you'd rather do it to me.
Yeah. I always do that sometimes with you. Oops.
Okay.
How about that kick 4 broke?
No, it just like him.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard.
All right.
I love you. I
There you
put. You almost broke this.
All right, take it upstairs. I'll ask her. Okay.
Text her. Did you text her?
I will ask her. I will.
She's persistent.
Yes, but she was like,
Please.
okay.
Marcy Cruz, that is the best comment. Marcy says this prosecutor both screams and is annoyingly, oddly apathetic all at once.
Yeah,
It's
you know,
striking.
he's somebody. It's I don't know. It would be hard for me to sit there and I don't know, feel sympathy the way he conveys it, though. I
know,
don't
though.
know.
He just sounds angry.
He does. He does.
Good.
Good morning.
I believe that's his name. Good.
Can you imagine as a juror him talking to you?
No.
Officer
I'd be
Braceland,
so annoyed. Like,
I
stop
believe you
screaming
said
at me.
that when you first saw Louise Woodward, she was on the phone.
Yes, sir.
Well, that was a cordless phone.
Yes, it was.
You've mentioned that you were using a radio.
Yes.
Were you using was the radio on while you were in the residence?
Yes.
And did you notice whether Officer Downing also was equipped with a radio?
Yes, he is.
I take it you can hear, for lack of a better phrase, radio traffic on that radio?
If someone was speaking, yes.
Yeah, and that happened periodically when you were inside this residence?
I didn't speak at all to anyone on the radio when I was on scene.
My question is, did you hear any radio traffic going on?
I don't recall.
Don't recall one way or the
No,
other?
sir.
Well, I'm sure there was.
I think you said that that the child's arms are straight out and palms up or palms down?
I don't recall about the palms. So the arms were extended in the air. The baby was laying on his back.
Okay. And you recall Louise Woodward asking, well, you were there when the paramedics took Matthew out of the house, were you not?
Yes, I was.
And do you recall the defendant asking where they were taking Matthew?
No, I don't believe I was. I don't recall.
Do you recall anyone saying where they were going, Children's or Newton Wellesley Hospital? Or
I know personally they went to Children's. I don't recall if they explained.
They said anything about it at the time? Do you recall?
No, I don't recall.
Were you aware at the time, sir, whether or not the defendant, Louise Woodward, was speaking to Matthew's mother on the phone?
No, I have no idea who she was speaking to.
If anybody has any questions about the who, what, when, where, and why of this trial, first place you should always check is the banner scrolling across the bottom of the screen. That answers almost all of your basic questions about the who, what, when, where, and why of this.
It's funny, I didn't even read the banner. I was like, oh, yeah, there's a banner.
Yeah, I know. I didn't either the other day. And I was like, what year is this? And it's literally rolling across the bottom of the screen. 1997.
It does feel like very 1990s, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Especially
Counsel?
the ladies, her garb that she's wearing. You know?
Uh-huh. All the ladies are wearing menswear suits. That was so 90s to be in menswear.
Yeah, see X-Files.
All right.
It really reminds me of
What's
that.
been marked,
Scully.
the transcript has been marked as Exhibit 1. I call your attention specifically to page 3.
Hey, Joe.
Underneath the
Says there's a banner.
time marking 16:03. That would be 4:03 in the afternoon.
Yes.
And this reflects, does it not, a conversation between yourself and what is referred to as Medic 1?
Yes, it does.
And is Medic 1 the paramedic?
Yes, it is.
And you refer to yourself as Newton Highlands?
Yes.
And in the, let's see, the third statement, you attribute a statement
Oh,
to
looks like
Louise
there's a
Woodward.
shizzy raid. We got a
There, do
shizzy
you not?
Wiznut raid. Welcome, shizzy
And the
raiders.
statement says, she says there was no fall. The whole episode
I like
occurred
that.
in the crib, in part. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And that's what Louise Woodward told you?
Yes.
And she said you brought you referred to her. Is that right? According to the transcript.
According to this transcript, yes.
That brought her downstairs to the floor there. Do you recall now?
Yes.
Words to that effect? Okay. And this would have been after the paramedics left?
Yes, they were already on the way to the hospital.
On the way to the hospital, and you are still in the vicinity of the house?
Yes.
And you were asked to repeat that, and you responded that Nanny states there was no fall. The whole episode occurred in the crib.
Yes.
That's all I have. Thank you.
No, thank you. You may stand down. Don't discuss your testimony with anybody.
All right, that's the end of his testimony.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
All right, that was short and to the point.
All
Brendan
right.
McNiff is
Now is a good time to pause for a moment, read through the super chats, and get to a couple of voicemails from you guys. PDW member for 3 months. Merry Christmas, Megan and Tug. Well, Merry Christmas to you too. Chaos Coordinator member for 14 months. Wow, that's big time. You need a bigger head for that hat, Megan. Bigger brain would be nice too. Well, I have a medium brain, okay? So just deal with it. Claire Richards, thanks for the 5. Got your book, Believe Evidence, for Christmas off my rad femme sister. A great Christmas present. Merry Christmas, all. Awesome. I love that. Jason Hipshire, thanks for the 2. Thanks for sharing this. You're welcome. Hey, Joe, thanks for the 5. Happy Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day to all of you in the UK. Mavia, thanks for the 10. So Tug is Tennessee slow. I'm Texan. I get it. And he's playing a game. No wonder why it takes him a week to read a page of anything.
If I were reading while playing a game, oh Lord, that would it'd take a month to go through it.
Oh yeah, it would. All right, I got a voicemail to share with you guys.
Hi, Megan. I'm not anybody regular responding on chat or anything, but I just wanted to let you know that I have absolutely enjoyed you, Tug, and Jeff, especially on all of your chats and streams and everything. But I just wanted to let you know I loved checking in to see what kind of hat Jeff was wearing each time. So, but I'm so sorry for the loss of a great friend for you folks. I know that's really, really hard, but I just wanted to let you know that us little people who don't really get involved in the whole YouTube thing, are paying attention. So best wishes and deepest condolences. Thanks.
That was sweet.
That was. It's very nice.
All right, let's see.
Hey, Miss Fox. This is Marion. I don't know if you got my message yesterday, but I found a way to kind of lighten everything up. I think that Jeff is up there with everyone that passed away on shipwrecks, getting all the answers we wish we could, and having a whiskey with them and having a ball. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Chilling with the shipwreckers.
Chilling with the shipwreck victims. That's really funny.
That actually sounds about right, too. I can see that.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. Who else? Let's go with Debbie.
Hi, Megan. This is Debbie Hudson calling from South Carolina. I loved how you and Jeff interacted, and he's going to be so missed on all of this that's going down. I know you lost a very good friend. Our prayers and hugs to his family and those around him. God bless. Good day.
Thank you, Debbie. That was really sweet. Oh, boy.
Hi, Megan. This is Fun Size. I just wanted to call and give you my condolence for Jeff. This is really hard for me, too. I think he was only maybe about the same age as my husband. He always made me laugh. The both of you were such a good pair together. I think I've watched you guys for maybe 2 years now, or I don't know. I just really do miss you guys. Continue watching you. I will always miss him. He was such a funny guy. Thanks for doing this. Bye.
He sure was a funny guy. Thanks, Fun Size, for the call. I appreciate that. Let's see. Carol is next.
Hi, Megan. This is Carol. I found you and Tug and Jeff and DUI guy through What the Hells. And I didn't know Jeff. I didn't watch him all that much. But what I did watch, I really enjoyed. I am so sorry for his loss. For everybody in the world that lost a beautiful angel. Thank you, and I really enjoy your videos and your live chats, and Jeff will be missed. Thanks and have a good day.
Jeff certainly will be missed, but what a great thing that he lives on in YouTube, because if you miss Jeff, you get to go back and watch any of his amazing trial coverage that he did. And there's so much more. All right, let's keep going.
It's coming up next, whoever Brendan McNiff happens to be. Let's find out. Unmute. This guy's an hour long, and there are no closed captions for this guy. So let's hope he uses his microphone and speaks clearly. Oh, dang! I was gonna have a bingo card. I promised a bingo card. I forgot until just right now.
Jeff
I'll make
Boomer's
a note to
it
myself, and we'll get a bingo card.
Boomer moment. Jeff didn't do the bingo card. Let's see. There we go. I get to click that off. All right.
Set up for next week. I apologize.
And he never got to it. They didn't get their bingo card.
January 12th, 1971.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. McNiff, how are you presently employed?
I'm presently employed by American Medical Response as currently now as a field supervisor.
And on February 4th, were you then a field supervisor?
And I forgot his name
I
already.
was a municipal
Brandon McNiff.
paramedic within one of our municipal contracts.
And when did you become a field supervisor?
Last week.
No, good for you. Congratulations. 20 years
February
last
1997, you're employed as a paramedic with Chalk Ambulance.
For American Medical Response, formerly known as Chalk Ambulance, yes.
So what's the difference between a paramedic and an EMT?
The differences are in the advanced skills of advanced airway management, advanced cardiac management, pharmacology, which is our therapeutic drugs for which we give.
Who knows more, the EMT or the paramedic?
Paramedic.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, when we
I like the judge. That was interesting. The judge was hurrying this along a little bit. He's like, okay, we don't want to get bogged down in what a paramedic does, what an EMT does. Who knows more? I like that the judge stepped in and asked a question on his own authority. Just tell us who knows more.
were you certified as an EMT?
In 1991.
And what is the basis for an EMT certification?
3 months of training at an institution that certifies you.
And just in general, what type of training do you receive?
We trained in airway management, spinal immobilization, bleeding and bandaging, and so forth.
And when were you certified as a paramedic?
In 1995.
Now, could you explain what the basis is for the certification as a paramedic?
To undergo certification for a paramedic, you need to do a year of school, which requires you to do a full medical rotation, a full program of didactic in learning the sort of the skills that are attributed to like your first year of medical school.
And where did you do your 6-month classroom?
Northeastern University. Northeastern University.
And where did you do your 6-month hospital ER clinical program?
Norwood Hospital.
And at some point, did you do a field internship?
I did.
And where did you do your field internship?
New York City.
Are you familiar with CPR?
I am.
Do you continue to teach classes in CPR?
I do assist in classes, yes.
And how are you
He hasn't
familiar with the
found the fountain
911
yet. He
system
was
as it
only
relates to
26
paramedics?
years old when this was on trial. But it was 30 years ago.
In regards to receiving a call?
He's 53.
Well, you still did you do 911 responses at that time?
I did.
Doing 911 responses.
Since my original certification as an emergency medical technician back as far as 1991.
You presently attending college?
Yes, I am.
And what is the area of training you're receiving now?
I'm pursuing a degree in biology, a bachelor's degree.
Sir, on February 4th of 1997, were you working as a paramedic at that time?
I was.
And who was your partner that evening?
Kevin Wall.
And is there a certain arrangement between partners as paramedics work?
Yes.
And what is that arrangement with regard to who drives the truck and who handles patients?
The arrangement is the driver usually handles the patient care aspects, with the passenger of the vehicle usually assumes control of the patient and sort of facilitates what needs are done.
And when you go to a call, is there another truck which also goes to the call with you?
There is.
And were there 2 people in that rescue truck that evening?
There were.
And who were those people?
Keith Bars and William Supple.
And sir, at some point, were you dispatched to 33 Beamuth Road in Newton?
We were.
Is he saying Behemoth or Behemoth Road? It just sounds like he's trying to say Behemoth every time. And while we're just talking about the just the regular old run-of-the-mill response stuff, let's take a look here at what's going on in Super Chat Heaven, because we are not very far along the way of the emotional support potato pig dog here.
Lay on the guilt. Lay on the guilt, Jeff.
That's the way you do it. I had a little writer. I don't know if you could hear her. She was like, "Hey,
no, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, she was.
It's just you. I'm just a humble little old Lorax just getting you here. No one should ever feel pressured to do it.
15:46, so 3:45, is it?
Is your memory exhausted as to what time you were dispatched to that location?
I don't think it's a dispute. Why don't you just tell them what time they have to go? There's no dispute.
No. Were you on the scene approximately 10 to 4 that day?
I'm sorry?
Did you arrive at 33 Beamuth Road at approximately 10 to 4 that day?
We did, about 3 minutes after our initial dispatch time.
And approximately how long after you arrived at 33 Beamuth Road did you depart that area?
It was only a slight
I'm sorry.
bottom.
Approximately how long after you arrived at the Eaton home did you leave?
Only down.
We left the scene for Children's Hospital approximately, again, I don't have my run report, so I'd say whatever it says on there, I think 7 minutes or so.
15:56.
Yes,
And arrival at Children's Hospital 16:07, 4:07 p.m.
that sounds correct, yes.
Upon arrival at the Eaton home at 33 Beamuth Road, what did you do, Mr. McNiff?
Upon our arrival there, we unloaded all of our equipment necessary for the situation that we were updated as of hand in regards to a child with some difficulty in breathing. We took the equipment out of our vehicle, went in the home to find the baby with 2 of our new police officers who were updating us as we came through the doorway. We quickly assessed the child, determined a need to move the child to our ambulance for his difficulty in breathing, and from there we transported to Children's.
Can you indicate the observations you made during your primary survey of Matthew Eaton?
In my primary survey of Matthew, I found him on the floor, on his back, with some obvious respiratory distress. He was noted to be somewhat pale and somewhat cyanotic, which is blue in color. His pupils were noted to be unequal and not reacting to any movement with light. His extremities were also noted to be somewhat cool. And again, it is at that time we initiated the movement to our vehicle to initiate care.
And whether or not there were any external signs of trauma that were apparent to you during your primary survey?
I didn't note any obvious trauma, nothing that would.
During your secondary survey, whether or not you noticed posturing by the baby?
I did note that the baby was posturing again. That was noted in the house as well. What does it mean? Or posturing is indicative of a head injury.
So, like, I don't know if any of you have seen any horrible videos of people getting like punched in the head, or people getting in fights and they fall back and they crack their head on the ground. They sort of literally do like a playing the piano thing. The arms go out, the fingers clench up. That's what posturing is. Like, it's just a thing. It's anytime you see anybody hit the dirt and just kind of do like this, that is the sign of a massive and very serious head wound. And that's what this child was doing.
What is it?
It's okay. The posturing is usually.
Oh, never mind. He's going to explain it right now. I beat you to it, buddy.
There are 2 types. The posturing you noted with Matthew, his hands were down at his side, somewhat fixed outward. His legs were rotated in, and his head was arched back.
What did these signs indicate to you at that time?
They indicated to me at that time that Matthew had some sort of cerebral injury.
What did you do next?
We assumed ventilations for Matthew due to his poor respiratory. His respiratory status was poor, so we assumed ventilations for him at that time, as well as initiated transport to the hospital and attempted to gain IV access in order to further secure his airway.
How did you assume respiration with regard to Matthew?
We assumed his respirations with a
He's not
pediatric
drinking
ambu
whiskey.
bag, which is a bag valve
What is
mask.
he drinking? He's drinking some sort of red concoction. Oh, look who's here. It's Shizzy Wiznut.
Oh, my favorite people. Hello. How you guys doing?
Did you hear the big news? Do you know what dropped today?
Oh, no, don't tell me. It dropped today.
A new deposition, Shiz.
Oh, my God.
Shara's.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I know I'm going to be doing Saturday.
Shizzy Wiznut. What's up, man?
Hey, Tug, my man. How you doing? Fine.
I was going to get a little one came down and was like, "Give me some chocolate milk." I was like,
"Oh, yes."
She whispered. She gets forceful about it.
I will say that was a wonderful stream last night. I was listening to that in the background, just had you on my phone and just enjoying. Oh my gosh, that was you were covering it so solid, sir.
Hey, what was great about that is, and then today
it runs right into today.
I know. It was so beautiful.
And you didn't even know that was happening.
No, I had no idea.
We just found out like 5 minutes before the
I
the
said
show
last
went
night,
live.
though, it was my Christmas wish that I would get that depot.
Oh my gosh.
And what happened? Depot.
Oh, so tasty. So tasty. I have a feeling. Have you heard anything from the toothless ones? Because it seems to me that they might be running for cover about now. Or running cover, one of the two.
I quit paying attention to them. I have no clue what they're doing. Hey, chat, by the way, some of you in the chat were looking for Jeff's Give Us and Go. I just dropped it in the chat again. Rogue Mama, if you could grab that link and then you can keep reposting, that would be great. Obviously, you guys, I love it when you support the show and send super chats, and that's great. But since we're doing a Jeff stream today, if you could donate to the Give, Send, Go first before sending any super chats here, it would be great because it's at $8,600 right now. $8,600. The goal is $15,000, and it's definitely getting up there. So let's keep that going for Connor. Connor Harrison is Jeff's son, and he is raising the money to bring him home from Korea for his funeral. But yeah, Shiz, good Lord. It's going to be really interesting. Tug and I are going to hit that tonight. It's 300 and some pages, though. You know it's going to take us forever. You'll probably be through it. 363. Shizzy will be through it before we are. He reads faster.
Well, it's not just the reading faster. I've got a couple of people that are already lined up to come in and do the readings on those. And let's put it this way: it might just break the internet. It just break the internet.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. It's good times, good times. So this particular trial that we are watching is about the, it was from 1997, Massachusetts v. Woodward. Louise Woodward was a nanny from England, and the baby that was in her care died, and they said it was shaken baby. They said she did it. And I got the impression the reason why Jeff wanted us to watch this is because he didn't really think that he thought there was a very big possibility she was being falsely accused.
That is the creepiest picture I have ever seen right there. It looks like the guy's chewing on his thumbnail, giving like the most evil look. Like, oh my god!
I know my pause game is on. My pause game is doing very well. No, this is one of the first responders. He's discussing why the baby was in a strange state, why the body was postured in a certain way. It had to do with severe brain damage. So we're just going through this. We're watching it with Jeff, and then hopefully next Thursday, if I'm available, we'll be watching part 3, which will be moving on from this, unless it looks like this one is a 3-hour long stream. So it's possible we'll be doing part 2 part 2 of part 2 next week. I don't know if we'll make it all the way through today. We'll see.
Which enables us to overdrive respirations and assist in providing a full breath.
Whether or not you attempted to intubate Matthew through his throat area.
Did I'm sorry?
Did you attempt to intubate Matthew through his mouth and throat area?
We did make an attempt to orally, through his mouth, intubate Matthew.
And how was that done?
That was done with a laryngoscope blade. We attempted to intubate Matthew, but at that time, Matthew still had what is known as a gag reflex and would not accept the device into his oral airway, so it was withheld.
And what is a laryngoscope?
A laryngoscope is a metal blade that flips down into an L shape, which has a light on the end of actually on the end of the blade, which enables us to sweep the tongue out of our line of view and perform a direct a direct view of his vocal cords and his tracheal opening. So we are then able to pass an endotracheal tube into his airway to have a secure airway.
I was like, this guy is very,
terrifying.
very well spoken. 26 years old. He's giving very, very good explanations of things. He's not making it complicated. He's not making it too simple. I studied forward like they did in the Karen Reed trial. This guy is very good with his explanations. Very accurate, very precise, and he keeps it simple so the jury can understand. I like this guy. This is a good witness.
Prior to leaving the Eapen home with Matthew, did you have occasion to have any conversation with the defendant?
A very limited conversation, yes.
Do you recall?
Why does the dude need a radio while he's on the stand? Because he's on duty. That's why he's wearing his uniform. It would be interesting to wonder what would happen if he would get a call whilst he was on the stand. Sorry, peace out. Got to run. Bye.
Recall what the extent of that conversation was?
At the time of my conversation, she was the defendant.
The question is, do you recall what the conversation was?
Yes.
And what was that conversation?
It was in regards to what had happened prior to her calling 911.
And what did she say to you, if you recall?
She had said that the baby had been somewhat fussy. She had difficulty in feeding the child, and that's really the extent that I can recall.
And what was happening at the time that you had this conversation with her?
We were on our way moving the child, or the child actually at this time was being moved to the vehicle by my partner and the EMTs. She was on the phone speaking to someone.
After you got back to your emergency vehicle, can you describe what you did with Matthew Eapen as you left the area?
When I came out to the vehicle, we again is when we assumed his ventilations. We initiated further care for the transport to Children's Hospital, setting up the IV bags and situating ourselves and Matthew for a transport to the hospital. And I had asked a fellow officer to return to the home to obtain more information and notify us while we were en route to Children, so we did not, delay transport.
Was that Officer Braceland?
That was.
And did you later have a conversation with Officer Braceland?
I did.
Whether or not you did CPR on Matthew?
I did not.
Whether or not you did any chest compression on Matthew?
I did not.
Now, on the way to Children's Hospital, while you were working on Matthew, did you have a headset on?
I did.
And that allows you to speak with a medical consultant?
It does.
And who was that medical consultant on this evening?
Dr. William O'Callahan.
And whether or not, based on your conversation with Officer O'Callahan, you administered Dr. O'Callahan, whether or not during your conversation with Dr. O'Callahan, you responded by giving the defendant, Matthew, anything?
My conversation with Dr. O'Callahan, again, he is the physician that I work under. I consult with him in regards to treatments of any patient that I come in contact with that I feel is in need of advanced life support techniques. In this case, I discussed with Dr. O'Callahan the use of Valium in order to sedate Matthew in order for us to attempt to secure an airway via endotracheal tube intubation.
And whether you were ever able to get an IV line in Matthew on the way to the hospital?
We did not have a successful IV line upon our run.
We'll take what's called a 5-minute in-court break.
All right, take a little bit of a break, which they don't take because Court TV has chopped them all out.
Mr. McNiff, at what point in the evening did you write your chalk ambulance AMR?
All right, before they resume, we've got some things to take care of here. we definitely have things. People. Where are we at here? We got as far as Boosh, I believe. Coke Fairy says, "Oh, what is Jeff jinking? I must have missed him talking about that." No, I didn't talk about it.
I missed it.
Doing it. This is a little cocktail I whipped up. What is it? It's vodka,
no whiskey,
simple syrup, lime juice, and ginger beer.
Why is it pink?
Sounds a little bit like a mule.
Yeah, it does. But why is it pink if it's just vodka, ginger beer, lime juice? What's the other thing? It's got to be there's got to be cran apple juice in there or something. Anyway, we can't check off whiskey on the bingo card because he's drinking vodka. He had to go and throw a wrench in it, didn't he?
Dun, dun.
Oh yeah.
He had to throw a wrench into my bingo card. I swear.
Bloody Russian mule.
That's it? What?
Wait.
After we arrived at the court.
I wonder who this judge is. Whose picture is this back here on the back wall? I'm sure it's haunted. It looks haunted.
It does look haunted. I was just going to say that. I was just going to say, I don't know, but that judge is probably haunting that courthouse for sure.
The report was written a short time after we arrived at the hospital, probably within 10 minutes of arriving at the hospital, 10:50.
I have nothing further, Mr. McNiff. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
That's it? What? Nothing further for this witness? 12 minutes and 19 seconds of testimony from this witness? So it looks like cross-examination is going to be
45 minutes? 50
long.
minutes?
Well, cross-examination plus redirect, plus if there's any recross. That is surprisingly short for the amount of time. Because remember, like cross-examination sort of has to be limited in scope to the things that were covered during the direct examination. So this might be a little mini funging coming up here. We might get a little mini fung. And it looks like Andrew Good is gonna. Come on, Barry. You got to cross-examine. You got to cross-examine somebody. We're here for you, Barry Scheck. Andrew Good is a great lawyer.
Jeff had.
And what you're going to see if you didn't see us last week, what you're going to see
Jeff had a
here
big crush on Barry Scheck.
is well, you kind of saw a little bit with the previous witness.
Well, I would say, Megan, this is one of the
prosecutor. He's just sort of monotone, and he just kind of goes.
Wait, what'd you say?
This is one of the special things that I think really endeared Jeff to a lot of people was his ability to break things down in the simplest form and still keep it light and humorous.
Definitely.
Even in something as tragic as this was and is, he was still able to give an explanation of what was about to happen, where things were headed, and it just his ability to nail this, I think, really endeared him to a lot of people that aren't particularly smart in the law like me, but it's just Jeff's ability to do this, break it down, and make it entertaining was something special.
Absolutely.
On and he makes his emphasis with volume, but it's still kind of monotone when you get into it. This guy is animated. This guy knows how to perform for the jury, and so you'll see the difference in their presentation style, the way they ask the questions, the emotions, and whatnot. So let's proceed with the cross-examination of our paramedic by Mr. Andrew Good for the defense.
Good afternoon, Mr. McNiff.
Good afternoon. I heard you.
Good afternoon. Silence. I said good afternoon. Silence. Oops. Help, we've all gone deaf.
Mr. McNiff,
Tell us, Rico Kasich.
I believe you said that you received certification as an EMT in 1991. Is that correct?
1991, yes.
And that's a certification you received from the state, is it?
That is correct.
And
Southern Red Sox girl wants to know, he isn't going to tie hump the mic again, is he? God, I hope not.
Oh God, please no.
I really hope not. I forgot to put that on the bingo card. I was going to put tie v mic, tie v microphone.
Tie hump though.
Yeah, tie humping is funny. But look at Yoda sleeping. That dog is not going to move for another hour. How much you want to bet? Look at him. Look at that face.
I think I heard a dog snore.
You heard a dog snore? Oh yeah, I
think
heard
so.
it. I heard dog snore too. I forgot to check it off my bingo card. Dog snore. And do we get to? We probably should mark off story time for the defense, the defense story he just gave there. All right, here we go.
See the certification.
That is correct.
Oh, flux sighting. Flux sighting. Everyone can check off flux sighting. She's in the chat. Flux sighting.
Yes.
Yay. We're doing so well already. I'm only one snort laugh away from bingo.
One snort laugh.
And,
So close.
after you did that, sir, did you go to work in Newton right away?
No, I did not.
When did you begin working in the Newton area?
1992, 93, in that time frame.
And did you work continuously from 92, 93 until 97 in Newton?
Not continually, no.
Okay. Could you tell us in total time then, the amount of time that you had worked in this capacity, either as a paramedic or as an EMT in Newton, sir?
The type of service that our company provides, being a private ambulance company, we have certain trucks that are dedicated to the city of Newton. If those trucks are busy on a call, we have backup trucks, which will come in and cover the city. Throughout my career at Jock Ambulance, known now as American Medical Response, I have worked on both systems, being either the backup truck to the city or on the initial dedicated truck to the city. Up until my present promotion to field supervisor, I have worked in the city as a paramedic
Yesterday
dedicated
or last week or whenever it was.
for about a year and a half, 2 years. Prior to that, I worked there as an EMT on the rescue, which was also dedicated to the city. But there are some lapses of time where I spent working in different municipal contracts for which American Medical Response is responsible for.
So, have you worked for a period of years in Newton?
Look at that torch, Tug.
And
Look at that torch. Jeff is torching his cigar
He's crisping it. Mm.
on camera. Look at
And
this. Look
you
at that
worked for-
torch
Yeah, yeah.
action.
for a period of years.
You gotta get it
That's
even
correct.
burning around the end. You don't just set it on fire. You gotta get it a nice crispy.
That is some torch action we have not seen on stream in a long time. We always hear Tug with his
That's why it takes so
torch.
long. That's why you hear it like burn forever, because you're like trying to light the whole end, and get it nice and even.
Nice uniform torching.
Um,
Yeah, you got to crisp it, and then you set it on fire. So
Mhm.
I believe you testified that took you about 3 minutes from the time you were dispatched till the time you arrived at the scene.
That is correct.
And that when you arrived at the scene, sir, I take it you arrived with another paramedic?
That is correct.
And I think you mentioned his name was?
Kevin Wall.
And you and he arrived in the same vehicle?
That is correct.
And when you did, sir, there was no one else in the vehicle, just a two-person team, is that right?
That is correct.
And is that vehicle referred to as Medic 1?
That is correct.
And that's the what you refer to as the dedicated Newton paramedic vehicle?
That is correct.
And when you arrived at the scene, you mentioned that I take that you drove up to the front of the house.
I wasn't driving the vehicle, but we did arrive at the front of the house, yes.
And you took some equipment in the front door.
That is correct.
And
always take your equipment through the front door. That's the best place for you.
I was wondering how personally he was getting
door,
it. Sound
not
like
so
he was sitting on his
Don't
lap
take the
or
equipment
something.
Okay, well, what you missed was the Hartung witch trial. Oh my God. There were 2 deputies in this trial, and their names were Deputy Infinger and Deputy Coxwell. And they kept going through the back door.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
No, for real. Like, they kept on testifying that Deputy Infinger and Deputy Coxwell kept entering through the back door. And Jeff was like, how is this real? This cannot be real. They're punking me.
They
that
are.
trial is so fucking funny.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Infinger and Coxwell go through the back door.
Oh my God. No. No.
The witch trial with no witchcraft in it. That was so frustrating. I'm on like the 4th day of that trial, and there's still no witchcraft anywhere. It's like, why are you calling it the satanic witchcraft murders, and there's no witchcraft anywhere in it?
God, yes. I mean, it is one of those, and of course, in the 90s, this was a big thing. All the witches and evil doers
Right, the
and
satanic
Satan
panic.
worshipers. Oh yeah.
Oh, the guy had like a dream catcher on his wall. That's as far as I don't know. Maybe there's more witchcraft that comes later on, though. Oh, it was full of zombies. Spatha reminds me. Yes, this is true. This is true.
And you know what really triggered off the whole satanic panic, which it was a couple that ran a daycare center. And they were found innocent not too long ago and released from prison.
I remember that.
Because they were talking about they were Satan worshipers or something. And once they actually went back and looked at all the evidence, they were like, why were these people even convicted in the first place? Like, their lives were completely ruined because of it. It's insane.
All right, I have to show you this clip from the Hartung trial.
Sorry, gotta get back to his close-up. All right. See, anyone who knows anything about zombies, and I happen to be a zombie expert, will know that if one zombie starts making noises, it causes all of the other zombies in the area to start making the same noise. That's why, you hear the one zombie go, and then all the other zombies go, and they come and they attack whoever's happened to be there. Why the other zombie in the back of the courtroom here? We'll get us out of the way. See now, you just Hayden, can you do a zombie? Can you do a zombie noise here for our defendant? When we push play, you be the defendant, and then watch the other zombie here in the back. This guy back behind Agra from Dark Crystal. All right. Go.
Hey, phrasing.
We got a snort laugh out of Megan.
Oh no, you didn't.
It's a double snort.
Double snort? Oh, there was a double snort. We get to check off snort laugh. I get bingo.
Causing your bingo.
Agra is not amused.
Oh my
awesome.
God. Oh, that was so good. All right, I got bingo. Snort laugh. We got a double snort there. It's good times.
But I was going to mention here before I so crudely interrupted myself with a crude joke. We do have the next little chat goal, which is literally meaningless, but whatever. In the next 42 minutes, if we get 20 super chats of any sort whatsoever, we'll just take an early shot. Normally, the second tier is the 200 level. We'll just take an early shot because why not? Of my horrible samurai whiskey that we've got here. That's the second. We'll just you'll force me to do an early shot of that.
What was
Plus,
with him drinking terrible whiskey? I don't understand. I don't understand why he had all these bottles of alcohol that he hated, but he would keep taking shots of it.
I think it was just the interesting shape of the bottle, or the name of it would be one of those other things where he would just be like, okay, well, let's maybe
We'll try it, and then it turned out to be terrible. And then instead of tossing it, he would drink it because you don't
Who would have
waste
thought
alcohol.
samurai whiskey might be bad?
You actually get to the 200. We'll do it. It's just a dumb, silly thing to persuade you without grifting. So hit that goal. Are we gonna hit the goal, chat?
You found the child being attended to by police officers.
That is correct.
And you described the child. Was the child, as you put it, posturing at the time?
Yes.
That is, when you first saw him, he was posturing.
Prior to us leaving the home with the child, or prior to us moving the child, he was posturing.
Was he posturing when you first saw him? Is my question.
When we first came in the door, there were collectively numerous things we noticed about the child, and posturing was one of them.
Okay. And again, would you please, if you could stand. May I ask the witness to stand, Your Honor? Please stand. And could you, if you would, please place your arms in the position.
He's drunk. Did you see him stumble? He's drunk.
He was posturing.
Get a breathalyzer.
Child's arms were down by his side.
Indicating your
The samurai
hands
whiskey.
by his side with your palms
His palm sort of extended outwards.
turned around enough, not.
So that
Is
would
that
be the
his
type of
dad's shirt?
posturing that was explained earlier here in chat.
That's got to be his
where the
dad's
arms
shirt.
turn in towards the core of the body.
What'd you say, Chiz?
No way is that his shirt. That's got to be his dad's shirt. It is way too big for him.
It's probably what they had in available in the supply closet or whatever.
Must be. This is the weirdest looking shirt.
Rather than protrude out.
Just so we review this, your hands are about at the same level as your waist.
That is correct.
And your palms are pointed behind you.
Well, yeah, his arms were his elbows were up in the air. His arms were not flaccid by his side on the ground. They were sort of in an awkward twisting position. Just an
Palms are pointed generally to the rear as opposed to being held.
That is correct.
You may resume the seat. Thank you. And is it true to say that that's there's a certain type of posturing? Is it a name for that?
There's posturing known as decerebate and decorticate.
And which was this, sir?
And that's exactly what our previous chatter told us. It's almost like, I can't remember who it was. They will use the gender neutral they. It's almost like they know what they were talking about. All right, so he's going to explain exactly what we already had a chatter explain to us.
Decerebate.
Decerebrate?
Decerebate, yes. Sorry.
And now, sir, I think you testified that that's signified to you some sort of cerebral injury.
Collectively, with the findings of unequal pupils in the presentation of posturing, yes.
And cerebral injury is a brain injury?
Yes.
And now, sir, you mentioned during your direct testimony that your concern
that was a great
was to
chat.
maintain
Did you read that? This is a
What did it
great
say?
chat. People throwing money at their favorite content creators is not grifting. Making up BS and begging for money, fake causes, is grifting. Who does that sound like, guys?
Yep.
That
Oh,
is.
dude, I saw something. So I gotta find this real fast.
That
Like,
is so
speaking
true.
of that,
It is. It's so true. Like we joke about grifting because it's funny because everyone's always calling us grifters. People on YouTube, oh, they're grifting, they're grifting. No, that's not really what grifting is. We joke about it. We call it grifting because it's funny.
Right.
But what it actually is what Lynette Preston has been doing her entire life.
So I looked at a
Yes.
certain lawyer's stuff, like speaking about
boy.
that, and his last like, this just struck me as really funny. He liked the post. One mistake you should never make in your life is to allow yourself to be recruited by someone to hate another person who hasn't wronged you. Only a fool inherits other people's enemies is a sign of loyalty. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was like, are you agreeing with something you've done? It's like, maybe I shouldn't have.
I need a back scratcher. I have an itchy back. This sweater's a little itchy.
Megan. Oh, I will. There is one of the most perfect gifts that you can possibly find. If you look on Amazon, you're going to find 2 back
This works pretty good.
scratchers.
This is my Harry Potter
Oh,
wand. It's working great.
Listen, it comes with 2 back scratchers and it comes with a head massager, a scalp massager. I use the back scratchers. My wife uses the scalp massager, and and it looks like you're putting sort of like a crown on top of the head. It's got these little
I have
like
one of
forks.
those.
And I massage my wife's head with that and watch her start drooling.
Oh, that's funny. Well, if you ever go to a massage therapist, you should always have them massage your head and face because that is amazing.
I do, but I would go, but they keep getting shut down. I don't know why.
What kind of weird places are you going to?
Well, I go, oh, I'm going to go to this massage place, and next thing you know, it's being raided by the cops and stuff. I'm like, I guess I'm going there.
Just go to a nice salon, for crying out loud. Don't go to those weird places in strip malls, Shizzy.
Well, actually, I do go get my hair cut at a really cool place that they give
probably
like
have
scalp
a-
massages.
Yeah.
It's always opt for the hair wash. I do have to.
Always.
I do. Speaking of hair wash, I do have to run here shortly.
You're gonna go wash your hair. He's like, I really have to go. I have to wash my hair.
Well, I got to get all like spiffied up. I'm going to go see Lauren later today.
Oh, that'll be fun.
We're going to meet up. Yeah, we're going to meet up and chat for a little bit, and just so I'll say hi for you, Megan. But I do have to
please
run.
do so.
And it
All
was good
right.
to see both of you.
You too. Thanks
Yeah,
for
really good
dropping in.
Definitely, chat. You have a good day. We'll see you. Merry Christmas to both of you, and
Merry
we'll
Christmas
see
to you
soon.
too.
Peace, y'all.
See ya.
See ya.
Tug, did you see my new Lego creation?
Oh, I can't see it there.
Look at this. It's chrysanthemums.
That looks great, actually.
Isn't it
I've seen
cool?
the box set before, but I love seeing it like actually.
Isn't it
created.
cool? I was gonna stream doing it, but I got too caught up in it yesterday, and I finished the poinsettia. So I finally finished this one yesterday. This one looks really cool. This was hard. This was not easy.
That looks difficult.
That was not easy. This one, the poinsettia, was much easier. Or not poinsettia. The chrysanthemum was much easier. Really good, and I really like the base of it. The base of it is fun. I got the sorting hat too for Christmas for that I'll do a stream on. I'll do that one on stream. It'll be fun.
Somebody sent or bought me a Star Trek Enterprise Lego edition. I had my wife had to put it together because I was like, I can't put that together. I couldn't put a small one together. This thing is like massively huge. It looked difficult even for somebody who likes putting Legos together.
I love putting Legos together, but I don't like them to be too difficult because I like to kind of zone out and like watch YouTube while I do it. And I don't want to have to be like, I don't want it to be like a master's project.
Right. Yeah.
It just needs
Get
to
your
be
PhD in Legology or something.
Right.
Blockology.
My pause game is on point, chat. Look at his face. Look at the officer's face. He looks so annoyed. It's funny.
Your concern was to maintain a secure airway.
That is correct.
That's your phrase, secure airway?
Well, we wanted to maintain.
No, I'm just asking, was that your phrase, sir?
Did I say secure airway?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that, and now, with respect to that, sir, you mentioned that there's a difference between a paramedic and an EMT.
That is correct.
And there are particular abilities or skills that a paramedic can has to secure an airway that an EMT lacks. Isn't that true?
That is correct.
And that relates to the placement of certain devices.
This guy with his head tilt, look at the way he looks at the defense attorney. And I mean, his chin keeps getting lower and lower and lower. So
Well,
I
when
mean,
he answered to that eyes upward that he did, he had that. Oh my God.
Yeah. Look at his face. It's so funny.
Use of certain devices. Isn't that true?
That is correct.
And if you brought some of those devices with you, sir?
They are on the way here, yes, from downstairs.
They're not in the courtroom at the moment?
Presently, no. They're coming from downstairs.
How long does it take to get them from downstairs? Where are they downstairs?
How long does it
And
take?
speaking of devices, fun fact that has nothing to do with anything other than it's a salacious bit of news that I found particularly funny before
Random
starting
knowledge?
the stream. Texas is forwarding a bill to limit dildo possession to 6 per person.
What?
What? Why?
Check off random
Really?
knowledge chat.
Do you need 6?
You can own as many
Needing
shotguns
6
as
and
you
being
want,
told
but
you can't
can only
have more
6
than
dildos.
It's so crazy.
That's weird.
How did Shizzy miss that? We left right before the random Texas fact about dildos. That is so crazy. Oh my gosh.
Are different things. But apparently that's a new bill being introduced in Texas to limit dildo ownership to 6 per person. And they also are contemplating a bill to ban Walmart from selling sex toys.
But do you I don't have a problem with that, by the way. I don't think you should be selling sex toys at Walmart, but
That's
whatever. But what are they going to do? Make you register your sex toys then in Texas to make sure you don't have more than 6?
That's very strange.
It's so odd. How are they going to know? Whether it be random sex toy checks knocking on your door?
Yeah, they're gonna come by. They're gonna have their version of the ATF come and check it out.
Oh my God. The ATF is going to open up a new division for dildos. That tracks.
ATFD. Oh man.
The ATFD division. Dildo patrol. Oh man. Terry says dildos are more regulated than pew-pews in Texas.
Yeah. Ma'am, you look a little too happy. Maybe look through your house. And
That has to be a joke. That can't be a real bill. I'm going to have to look it up now. I'm going to have to look this up. This can't be real.
They're back massagers, sir. Yeah,
Texas dildo law.
Dildo strikes and you're out. You're like, what?
Oh my God, they passed it. Is it illegal to own more than 6 dildos in Texas? Why, yes, it is.
Is it really? What?
Yeah. Yes, you read the title correctly. The Lone Star State, called by Republicans one of the states where citizens have more freedoms and civil rights because people can buy unlimited guns, has a law that makes it illegal for a person to own 6 or more dildos. The legal basis for it is as follows. Obscenity in the Texas Penal Code considers a felon. A person commits an offense if, knowing its content and character, he wholesale promotes or possesses with intent to wholesale promote any obscene material or obscene device. A person, and then under provision F, a person who possesses 6 or more obscene devices or identical or similar obscene articles is presumed to possess them with the intent to promote the same.
What? This is ridiculous. I mean, seriously.
The law considers them obscene devices. Couldn't we just make a law limiting them to being kept in your home? Like, how about not throwing them around on stage or taking them to, like, I don't know, story time at children's libraries and stuff? Well, how about if we just
I mean, that is the dumbest fucking law.
This is a bad law. This is a bad law. This is a stupid law, and it makes people go, there's something wrong with
That's
Texas.
why that's also why people need to remember, when they take sides, each side wants to take something from you, or they want to limit something. They're always doing it.
They always go too far on both sides.
Yep.
Always. They can't just leave well enough alone. It is funny, though. I will agree with the chat. It is very funny.
It is funny. I don't understand enforcement of this. So many questions.
How do you enforce that? How? When you go to the sex shop now, do they take your driver's license? And so they're like keeping track of how many things you buy. And then eventually you're like, oh, sorry, you've reached your limit. Is there someone else in your household
your limit.
who can buy this for you?
You have to return one first.
Oh, gross. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Again, it has nothing to do with this trial. It was just a wacky little bit of news I saw before I went on.
So make sure you check off random knowledge.
In the vehicle, which is in the back parking lot, they are on their way back. A fellow colleague of mine went down to retrieve them.
When did he go down to retrieve them?
During the 5-minute break.
I own none, but just because someone tells me I can't makes me want to own a dozen or so.
You check and see, please.
Oh my god.
Okay, Connor, in case that you are finding a box of strange devices, obscene devices in your dad's house, it was because of this stupid law, nothing else.
Sure it was. Sure it was. He's like, he was just a connoisseur.
Oh my god.
I can proceed anyway, or I'll come back. Thank you. Now, I take it that
Dildo police, open up.
Catch back up. You said that the skill and ability that a paramedic like yourself has is in part.
Raise a question. Does a baldo count as a dildo?
Yes.
Isn't that right? And these devices
no more baldo
include
talk.
devices to make the airways secure.
Correct.
And also, you also have the ability to administer intravenous, to make an intravenous line. Isn't that true?
That is correct.
And a paramedic is not certified to do that either. Isn't that right?
A paramedic is not certified?
I'm sorry, an EMT, an emergency.
He's like, yeah, bitch, I can stick people with needles.
Place an IV.
That is correct.
Can I still have all the butt plugs and anal beads I want? I don't know. Yeah, right. Like, is it just a dildo ban? And like, so the other things are all fine?
Yeah, everything else is okay.
They have not thought this through. They really have not thought this through. And isn't a dildo different than a vibrator? Jesus, if any of my children are watching this, turn it off right now.
And you're also certified to administer certain medications on orders of a physician.
That is correct.
And to do that through the IV if it's placed.
Next is the dildo buyback program.
Oh my god. I can actually see that happening. I don't care what's been done with it. You're like, you might.
And none of that can be done by an EMT.
That is correct.
And those two skills are included within what is known in your line of work as advanced life support. Is that true?
That is correct.
Now,
nobody wants their grandfather to have any of them.
Secure airway.
Sorry.
You understood at the time, sir, you already testified that the child appeared to you to be suffering from a cerebral or brain injury. Is that true?
At the time, he showed symptoms of that, yes.
And is it true that you had some information that Matthew Eapen may have vomited at some earlier time, at the time that you were treating him?
I don't know at what time I received that information. I mean, I can't say I don't know about it throughout the course of that day that it was brought up, but I don't exactly remember when I came into that information.
Were you aware from your training and education that you described that one thing that can happen to brain injured or cerebral injured persons is that they may vomit? Isn't that true?
Yes, it can happen.
And that
yes, it was Denise Sells, apparently either a nurse or an EMT or a paramedic. She knows whereof she speaks.
And it's also true, is it not, that if and I take you detected, I think you said on direct examination, that Matthew was having some respiratory distress when you first saw him?
Yes.
And you administered this breathing assistance by mask.
That is correct.
Once you took him out to the truck.
That is correct.
Now, would you estimate how long time from the time you first saw him till how much time elapsed from the time you first saw him to the time that you arrived back at the truck with the child?
Probably within a minute.
I'm glad it's your face.
And at that time, sir, or rather during that time, you were concerned to one of the things your training tells you is to be concerned to, as you put it, secure this airway. Isn't that true?
I don't understand the question.
Well, my question, sir, is
I didn't either.
Did you consider it from your training to be part of your responsibility to assure that the airway would remain secure?
It is part of my training to, in some cases, decide whether we should take over ventilatory efforts for some of our patients. And in regards to Matthew, that concern was voiced that we indeed should assist in his ventilatory efforts.
And in assisting him in ventilating, you're referring to literally pushing air into his respiratory system.
In regards to Matthew, he had a ventilatory effort of his own. We were assisting to regulate it. We were trying to get a regular pattern of breathing.
If someone's breathing, they normally don't intubate you, I believe, because you're breathing on your own.
Is that right?
Not necessarily raise it, but to, again.
All right, it's a good time to take a break and bring up the fact that you guys have pushed the Give, Send, Go for legal vices for his son from 8,600 to 8,810 already just this morning. Thank you so much for that. That is really awesome. Really, really cool. And keep on doing it. Keep on donating to that so that his family has a little easier of a time throughout all of this. You know, it's not really whether or not they couldn't do it on their own. It is how much do we want to help lighten their burden a little bit? And I know that I do. I know that I want to help Jeff's kid. And I just want to make things a little easier for them if we can, especially because finding out that he had all of us and that they get to inherit all of us and this craziness, it's a little bit of a shock to the system, you know? It's a little bit of a shock. And it's good that, you know, Connor's been so welcoming and participating and, hanging out with us. And I know that you guys love getting to know him a little bit, and that's fun too. I know this picture is so great. God, I love this picture so much. All right, let's get to a couple more of your voicemails. Let's see, how do I do this? Here we go. All right, we heard from Carol. So let's go to Here for the Truth. Here we go.
Megan, this is Here for the Truth, and I just noticed that you were online, and YouTube didn't notice. notify me when you were live. But I am so sorry. We are also sorry. This is shocking news, and I've been watching Jeff since he started, and such a funny guy, and this is a shocker. So it just seems like we've all become like a family, and it just hurts so bad. Never thought, that we would. I've heard other people say that we would feel such hurt for someone we've never met, but we have. We chatted online. We've laughed. We've, spent so much time together the last couple of years. And we've made you guys part of our lives on a daily basis. So I hope you're okay. Know that we're hurting with you guys, and you were lucky to meet him in person. I don't know if you did, but I know a lot of the creators, Flux, Danny, Aussie. So love to you, all of you guys, but we're hurting with you. So prayers, and keep on going on live because we need you guys. Bye.
Thank you for that, Here for the Truth. And no, I never did meet him in person. We talked about it a couple of times. I tried to get him to come to, I almost got him to come to the Laura Owens Clayton Echard trial because he was in Vegas. But that didn't work out. Let's see this. Here's the next one.
Hi,
Hi,
Megan
Bree.
Fox. I just wanted to call and tell you how much you make me laugh. And I'm crying for Jeff, who I didn't know, but the two of you are funny. And you're hilarious. And I just love watching your shows. I found you during the Maya trial, which honestly, you did the best coverage ever. But you're amazing. You're so good at what you do. And yeah, when I heard the news, I felt like I lost a friend. And I don't even know the guy, but I loved listening to him on his shows. Anyway, thank you for sharing.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. And I got another one here from Anita.
Hey, Megan. My name is Anita Smith. I do follow you and Tug and Legal Vices. And I am so sorry for your loss. I didn't know Jeff. I did watch him some, but I watch you more, and I am so sorry for your loss. I couldn't watch because I've been crying. Because I can see the pain that you're in. And again, I'm so sorry. I love you, and I'll be praying for you and everybody.
Aw, I love you too. Thank you for that. That is awesome. You guys are so sweet. I'm all cried out. That's the good news. I don't think there will be any more tears for now because I have completely dried out my my tear ducts. They're done. They're just done. But actually I feel like it's kind of a gift, and I've come to the realization that this is real. This has happened. This is something that we have to deal with and go forward. And Jeff would not want us to sit around and cry. He really wouldn't. He would want us to laugh and have fun and remember the good times. So that's what we're trying to do. But yeah, I'm my left eye is still not better. No, if I push on it, it still hurts. So I just am not doing that. But yeah, the left eye is not so good. Not so good. All right, let's get back to the trial. I need to go get more coffee. So that might give some of you bingo. I don't know, but I'm going to push play before I do that. I don't know if Tug is still with Bug or if he's back, but we'll
I'm still getting rated.
Okay, you're still getting rated. That's okay. I'm going to push play and I'm going to go get coffee. So whatever happens, Jeff's in charge now. Okay? Jeff's in charge. Here we go.
We wanted to make it a regular breathing rate.
Well, isn't it true that Well, did you detect how many breaths per minute he was taking unassisted, sir?
Again, I'm not looking at my run report currently. I don't know off the top of my head what I have written there. It's probably that it was poor.
And
It may have been shallow. It may have been slow. It may have been fast.
And part of what you did you not, once you got him out to the truck, was to squeeze this bag to change the rate and make it regular. Isn't that right?
Trust me, you squeeze my bag, my breath is changing.
Isn't that true?
That is correct.
And as you're doing that, you had this mask on over his nose and mouth.
Correct.
And by the way, is there such a thing as a certification in pediatric advanced life support?
There is.
And as of February 4 of this year, sir, were you certified in pediatric advanced life support?
I believe I was.
You believe you were?
Well, I'd have to look at my certifications, but
Well, get time out. Will H says this guy does not look 53. He's 53 now. When this trial was on, he was 26. This trial was in 1997. He was born in 1971. So he was 26 years old at this time. He's 53 now.
Say, I was.
Okay. And now, sir, while using this bag mask device, it's part of your duty as a paramedic to make certain that the airway did not become obstructed. Isn't that true?
That is correct.
And that nothing go down.
Yes,
the
Swamp Bear,
airway,
the Massachusetts people are the
that might
Scottish of
interfere
America.
with the patient's
Scottish
respiration. Isn't that true?
Well, our job is to ensure a patent airway.
And
an open airway.
A patent airway means an unobstructed one.
Correct.
And there are there not? Well, one concern about a way that the airway could become obstructed or impeded would be if the child were to vomit again.
That would be a concern, yes.
And that would be because the vomit, if it came up through his esophagus, could then go down his airway. Isn't that true?
That is correct.
And isn't it true that you heard, we used a stethoscope at some point to listen to his chest?
I believe it was my partner who listened to it, but yes, it was used.
And it was noted that you heard Wrongfully. Isn't that right?
Again, yes, my partner was the one who auscultated or actually listened to the lung sounds, but yes, that in fact is right.
And you noted Wrongfully.
That is correct in my report.
Based on his report about what he was hearing.
That is correct.
And Wrongfully are sounds, rough sounds that you hear in the child's lungs. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
There are small.
Okay, I'm going to make a small minor gripe here. This is my thing. I'm a big courtroom decorum guy. And maybe it's just because of my life here in Korea. In Korea, the judges are super strict on what you wear and what you do in the courtroom. You know, lawyers are required suits and ties. Well, I mean, that's kind of standard. But you know, I mean, you just don't cross your legs in court, is what I'm saying. And that's my gripe here with this guy. It's a terribly minor gripe, but it did just kind of make me go, ugh. This is a formal legal proceeding, and I think you should act like it. And he just watching him burdensomely cross his leg in that cramped space just kind of made me wince a little bit. So maybe I'm nitpicking, but that's just my thing. But while we're stopped here, we got Brummy Nan of 9. Brummy Nan of 9. Brummy Nan of 2. We got that out of the way. Shelby Fogg. That button gets you the most. My favorite button. Yeah, we explained that. And Read by Nature says start you off. Yeah, we've only got one. We've only got one. So we got 26 minutes to get 20 more to force me to do an early shot.
Oh my gosh, Jeff, I just taught me something I didn't know. I didn't know, well, which is very usual. It's not like Jeff was always doing that, but I didn't know that crossing your legs in court was frowned upon. Obviously, just for men, probably. What is on my sleeve? Ew! Oh no, I got dog food.
Dog
on
food.
my sleeve. I fed the dog.
Of all things.
Ew, and then I smell like dog food. Why do I smell dog food? It got on my stupid sleeve. Ugh, I'm gonna have to change this sweater. I can't sit around smelling like dog food. Gross. I fed the dog while I was down there because he was looking hungry.
You started us off. Whether there's any takers, whether anybody wants me to do an extra. I mean, it's a stupid goal. Just do what you will with it. It's just there for fun, for giggles. But crossing your legs in court is not giggle. I just don't like it. I don't know why I paused to mention that. It just kind of hits me the wrong way. It's there's a woman whose life is literally on the line here, and you're just crossing your legs in court like you're just sitting around the coffee break room. And I don't like it.
Tubes or passageways within the lungs.
That is correct.
And if those have fluid in them, then that makes this Ronchi sound, rough sound. Right?
That is correct.
And as far as you know, that could well have been vomit.
It could have been anything with a fluid consistency, yes.
And so it was part of your concern as a paramedic to prevent, if you could, any incident while the child was in your care on the way to the hospital to prevent vomit from going down his airway.
That is correct.
And are there devices that you use for that purpose?
Several.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't know whether you want to do this before the break or after. I can go get the devices now or...
Listen to that dog snore.
I may.
Nickel, I did not get a message from Kay. Where would I be looking for a message from Kay? I've got no messages anywhere. All right, here's the devices. And apparently...
All right, Tug's got to jump. He's got stuff to do today. Tug, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, 2 hours. I was like, well, 2 hours, I can do that.
Yeah, this one's a 3 hour one. Actually, we're probably not even going to get through it because we're only an hour and a half through.
I know, 3 plus you add in stops. So
yeah.
That's not going to happen today.
It's probably not going to happen today. Well, you know what? We are like halfway through. Maybe I should stop here, play some more voicemails and call it a day, and we'll come back and watch the rest if I can on Thursday, because this one was a longer one. The first one was only like an hour and a half, so we'll have another week of Jeff, which would be fun. Let's do that. Might as well drag it out while we can.
Yeah, for real.
You know,
the end of it almost. Yeah.
I know. I'm not looking forward to moving on by myself. Anyway. All right. Well, you take care and you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you at 8 p.m. on your channel.
Remember, Shara Depot, we got it. It's going to be good.
We got it. It's going to be very good.
All
right. Take care. All right, guys. That is what we're going to do, actually, because I just realized we have been here for almost 2 hours. So what we are going to do is I'm going to hit a couple more of these voicemails. Hit a couple more of these. And then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, I started watching Jeff when he actually started doing what the hell. You know, it's funny because he got so mad at the judge, and it was just so funny.
He did.
But after 2 heart attacks that I've had, honestly, I really miss just listening to you guys chatter back and forth and be there for each other. And like I said, I actually just love watching you guys, and and it's gonna be hard because like I don't know, but I'll have a drink for him tonight, and then I will have a smoke for him. But you know, he was a great guy. But I just remember so freaking. It was so funny that he got so mad at the judge, and he started swearing. It was just so funny. But
He sure
he was
did
a
get
great
mad.
guy.
He sure did get mad at Judge Grudge. He sure did, and it was funny to watch. Here's another one.
Hi. I just want to call about Jess. I really love his like commentary and everything. I met him on the whole Johnny Depp trial. He was very funny. I always see him as a father figure or a grandpa figure because I never really had a good relationship with any of my dads or my grandpa really. And just seeing Jeff, it's like a funny guy who like good at impressions, always cheerful. Kind of make me wish that he was, I get to meet him in real life. And I always thought I could go to Korea just to see him or take a tour with him if I could. But it's just that it was so unexpected the way he passed. Like, I just saw this stream on Friday talking about the Sarah Boone trial, and it's like, it was so unexpected. I really am sorry that he's gone. I wish it didn't really happen, but I wish for the best for his family and to his friends, and to you, Megan, as I didn't really met you on like I only met you during the whole Amber and Elaine's
sidebars.
You were
Yeah.
really good at Judge Penny.
By the way, if you want to watch some classic Jeff streams, Johnny Depp sidebars, absolutely hilarious.
Overall, I wish best wishes to you, and I hope Jeff is in a better place, watching his friends, his loved ones, maybe his followers, how much we miss him. Thank you.
We sure do. For sure.
Hi, Megan. It's Barbara Fett. Watching you in Tug's stream, and I relate to the woman who said she found you annoying. And I'm sorry to say, I watched you on Nick Ricada, and I did. You took a little bit to grow on me, but Tug helped you grow on me.
Oh, good.
So you're not lost forever, because now I watch you all the time. And
oh, good.
I don't find you annoying anymore. You're just like one of those people that you have. It's like coffee. It's an acquired taste. But
yes.
That being said, I have had an awful week. My aunt died.
Oh.
And then I found out about Jess, and then less than 2 hours later, our cat died. So I've been comforting children and dealing with all of this loss this week. And so knowing that you guys are dealing with similar things and we're all helping each other through it. So thank you for that. You are helping. And I wish the best for Jeff and his family and all of his friends. And, he's the one that's in the better place. So, best of luck.
I really like that message. And it's good to know that Tug has a similar effect on my annoyingness. That's good to know. That's good to know. Rogue Mama says, Megan, I don't find you the least bit annoying. So maybe I'm annoying too. Maybe. Maybe. All right, let's get to Connie.
Hi, my name's Connie Lyons. And I'm so sorry about Jeff. I loved listening to you and him bantering back and forth. He was so kind and wonderful to listen to.
It's true.
I could listen to him talk forever.
Me too.
And it's going to be sad to not have him around anymore for trucking. I loved everything you guys did on that trucking. It was so funny.
Was.
And how is his body? Do you guys know? Are you in contact with him? I am in contact with him, and I'm so sorry. Okay, but if they're all really sad and shocked. All right, I'm gonna run. There's another call.
All right, let's see. And then that one cut off. So, all right, we haven't reached the end. There are still several more, and we'll get to those on the next time we do the second part of this. And also, just to let you know, if you do, let me shut this down real quick. If you would like to call and leave a voicemail for Jeff that you would like me to play on the air, you can call 617-8585-FOX and leave a message. 617-8585-FOX. Where the heck is my banner that has the number on it? There it is. 617-8585-FOX. That number is always open if you want to call and leave a message. Leave one for Jeff, leave one for me, leave one for Tug. We'll make sure that I'll make sure that I read it. I would like to hear from more of you who initially thought I was annoying and then Jeff helped you get over it. This is one of the best things I've discovered about Jeff. Apparently he was a Megan whisperer, and that's great. I needed that. So anyway, I'm glad Tug has the same effect. 617-8585-FOX. You can call in and leave a message for Jeff, and I will read it on the next one. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I don't think there are no more super chats to get to, which is great because you guys have been giving on the Give, Send, Go today instead, which I really appreciate. So thank you for doing that. It's up to $88.55, the Give, Send, Go. So keep that going. Please share it with your friends and family, even $2, $5, whatever. There's enough of us that if everybody were to give $5, we'd be way past that goal in no time at all. All right, guys, I will see you later. What should I leave you with? Oh, should we see if there's some place to send you? I try to get better at this redirecting thing. Let's see who is around. Who's live? Anybody? Broken Baker has the Blake Lively complaint he's reading through. And it looks like Recovery Addict is doing court hopping, day after Christmas court hopping. Which of those two would you prefer? Broken Baker, Blake Lively, or day after Christmas court hopping? Anybody? Anybody care? All right, we'll go with Broken Baker. Go tell him I said hello. All right, all. Much love to you. No outro today. We're just going to say goodbye quick.